Hi, welcome to Hungry Gene. I'm Gene. Today we are going to make something really simple. This goes out to all the requests from my friends who are working people who do not like to cook. So we're going to use the Instant Pot today. We're going to make a pot of chili and it's going to be real simple. One thing I did want to mention to you is I, at Hungry Gene, have two options of chili powder. We have Manzanillo seasoning and we have San Antonio chili powder. This one, the San Antonio, to me is a more traditional tasting chili. The peppers used in the Manzanillo seasoning, pasilla peppers, is I said that right? Pasilla peppers and jalapenos. There's a mix of ancho peppers also. So it takes away a different flavor than you might be used to. It's delicious and we use this a lot in my house. But today we're going to use the San Antonio chili. We're going to take first some nice ground beef. This is an 85-15 blend. That should be fine, should not leave too much grease in the pan. Frozen, I've taken frozen peppers and onions, a large 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. We're going to use one 14.5-ounce can of petite chopped tomatoes. You don't have to use petite, you can just use any chopped tomato. We're going to use one can of red kidney beans. We're going to use salt and pepper as we need it. One bouillon cube or 1 teaspoon of a bouillon paste. We'll need about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil or any oil of your choice. I use grapeseed because of its high smoke heat range, and we'll use a half a cup of water with that bouillon. It's warm, and then at the very end, after we've cooked our chili, we will put a little bit of red wine vinegar into it to kind of seal in the flavors. Got our chili powder here. This is our San Antonio chili powder. I have 3 tablespoons here. You'll base that on about 1 tablespoon per pound of whatever you're making. So now we'll begin cooking this. We're going to put this Instant Pot on saute and throw in our first ingredients. We're going to preheat. The Instant Pot preheats pretty fast. We're going to guesstimate about a tablespoon. And I think that'll do. There's a little fat in the meat, so that should be fine. We're going to wait till we get a little shimmer in our oil. Beautiful beef. We're going to knock that into here. Now, don't forget, you'll want to season every step along the way. That's very important. So, what we want to do, and when I say season, I'm talking about salt and pepper. My seasoning does not have a lot of salt. It has a little, but not a lot. And so we're going to feel free to use a little salt in this step. We'll also use a little black pepper, a few grinds. Then we're going to take just a little bit of our chili garlic powder here and throw it in at this step, maybe about a third of it, and we're just going to take a little sprinkle of this chili powder in with the meat also. Your family's going to think you cooked all day when really it's just a few minutes of prep here. We're pretty much browned here. These are already roasted. I bought roasted onions and peppers, which they're amazing smelling, but you can get whatever you have in your frozen section at your local grocer. We're going to add these in. They won't require much cooking because they've already been roasted, as I said, so we'll just do that very quickly till they'll kind of thaw out right now. And once they've thawed out, we'll add in the next. We're going to put in the rest of our garlic powder. That was 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. There's already some garlic powder in the blend, But we like a little extra garlic, right? It's some good stuff, and we want that to be in that meat seasoning. So I have warm water here, and I have my bouillon. So we're gonna go ahead, like I said, that I use 1 teaspoon, which is equivalent of 1 cube if you use cubes. If you use packets, it would be 1 packet. If you use what I do, comes in a jar, you use a teaspoon. Now I'm using half of the amount of water. They would have suggested on the label that you would put 1 bouillon, serving of bouillon into 1 cup of water, 8 ounces. I have 4 ounces of water here because I'm not looking to make this into a real soup, but I definitely want the full flavor of a full cube of the beef broth. And that's going to add another depth of flavor. It's going to make your family think you cooked this thing forever, and it's just amazing, right? So here we go. So that's in there. We're going to pour in chopped tomatoes, crushed tomatoes, pour in the beans. Hey, and I'll tell you what, if you think you've got, this isn't very many beans. You could actually make it beanier. I like it meatier. That's why I went with 1.5 pounds of beef. Now we want to add in the rest of this chili powder. Now, I want you to know that that chili powder has a little heat. I would call it's maybe a medium, but of course you can control that a little bit by how much you put in. What we have going on here is it's very thick. So we have a nice consistency, nice thick consistency. And don't get too tempted to add a lot of liquid to it because those chunk tomatoes we put in are going to let out water as this cooks. All right, now we're going to put on the lid. We're going to lock it into a sealing position, and then we're going to push the chili bean button. This machine is great. All you have to do is really push the button, which you just saw. So that's it for the moment. We'll be right back. So now we're back. Our Instant Pot has finished. The timer went off. If you notice, it's still at full pressure. This button is still popped up. We're going to do the fast release. So the best way to do that is to give it a couple of little pumps like this, and then let it go. It will take a couple minutes. Okay, we're almost there. We're just waiting for the little button to go down. Look at that! I pushed it down. So the button has gone down. We can safely open. Ta-da! And there is this amazing pot of chili. Now let's see how we've done here. See what I told you about the liquid in it? It's like perfect there. See, we didn't add a lot of liquid. It was only a half a cup of water. There was a little juice in the diced tomatoes too, but that's really made a nice consistency there. Very happy with that. Now what we want to do is add just a couple of teaspoons of red wine vinegar. That's going to give it a nice little finish, the little acidity. Give that a quick stir there. And that is a pot of chili, folks, that looks like it has cooked for 8 hours in a slow cooker. That is really delicious. Enjoy.